Now, I've been having this big back and forth with Nora, so you might think, wow, you just really, really hate her. Well, no, despite what people think. I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm trying to do a video addressing me and my status on YouTube, and even her, because again, I want to be fair, and this dilemma, which we're not going to even cover today because that's just way too big a topic, but we really can't avoid it, which is the money issue, namely that anti-Scientology is an industry, right? Good or bad, this is a reality. If you want to, and if you are lucky, you can make a good living. I mean, again, it is just true. Journalists, YouTubers, podcasters, writers, and assorted other people have made fairly good money being anti-Scientologists, whether it's doing documentaries, right, doing YouTube channels. You go through the list. There is gold in them hills, and you got to be honest about that. And to put it mildly, the gold is distorting things by quite a lot. And Nora's probably one of the worst cases, but she's not the only one. You can't even say she's the worst offender because she doesn't make that much money, right? I mean, Streets LA and Aaron are way, way bigger, and they're much worse offenders. I mean, especially Streets LA. I mean, that thing is a complete mess that he's screaming about children and Scientology, and he's literally has Solomon, who is underage, right beside him. And Solomon is doing all kinds of stupid stuff, literally breaking the law on camera and just riding around his scooter and getting lost. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I wanted to put out a video going through the honest dynamics of this and saying, well, how does this work on YouTube? If you wanted to do this, could you do it? Could you monetize and so on and so forth? And say, well, let's be honest, go through this stage, that stage. And frankly, give her some pointers and tips because her channel is not in a great place. But I want to broaden the field. So we're going to bring in Marilyn. And I've been saving tons and tons of screenshots and other little photos. So we'll hopefully get through some of it today, but I don't know if we can get through all of it. But basically, the gist is over the summer, there's been a weird, and now fall, right? Technically, these last 6 months are strange. So Marilyn, it's hard to believe this, had a much bigger audience. She had, I think, at her peak, no lie, I think 6.6 thousand subscribers, right? It would be definitely hilarious if the exact count was 666, but we're not going to get into that. And she's lost what? Over 600 people. But now the channel, and it went below this, it went below 6K. So it was below 6K for a while, but then now it's back to 6K. But she's lost a lot of people. Now Nora is even more dramatic. So her channel, I think at the peak was 15,600 subscribers. It's hard to say because again, Social Blade is very good in terms of tracking things, but it doesn't track really the peaks. I don't know if you pay for premium membership, maybe they'll show you that, but my own rough count would be Nora had at her largest 15.7, 15.6, around there. And now she's at 13,000, like 800. So you do the math. So that's like 200, another 1,000, 500, 600. So nearly 2,000 people have unsubscribed. Now, it's not all losses. I think she's gained quite a few people actually too. And that's the weirdness. And really, we have one name that explains a lot of this is Aaron, right? Marilyn is pro Aaron. Nora is now anti Aaron, although now she's switching again, saying, guys, I'm not like hating Aaron. I just have nitpicks with Aaron. Nitpicks. Okay. I don't think being part of an abusive cult and being close to the abusive cult leader is a nitpick, but that is me. And that's just Nora's dilemma that, yes, a lot of this is the Aaron thing, that she went against Aaron. And this is, again, I'm not the biggest Nora fan, but this is not me saying this. This is not even Nora saying this. People in the comment section were blatantly saying, I'm not subscribing anymore. You hate my errands. How dare you? You turned on my errands. Oh my God. This is disgusting. This is disturbing. Get help. All this hatred of Aaron. It's no, Nora. I will not put up with it. And they just were screaming and leaving. Okay, that explains a lot, but then she kept losing more additional people. Why? Well, I think the render videos, to put it mildly, got a mixed reception. Now, that's the identity of her channel. If you want to know, well, what is her basic gist is she really hates Aaron, although now she's changing and modifying that, so I guess she just dislikes Aaron, doesn't really hate him. But she definitely hates Render, and that's been the channel identity for about a year, although even that is phony. You go to the earlier videos, Mike don't come up. So, again, this is YouTube. If you find your gold mine, you're going to exploit it. So it seems like her anti-Render hatred really boosted the channel. And I was there. Like, the channel at one point had much less subscribers. So it's added quite a few thousand people due to that hatred. And remember, too, she hated DOA for a while, too. And I'm sure she got a lot of people from that. So the channel just tries to jump on bandwagons at a safe time. And, congratulate her. She jumped on the right hate bandwagon, got thousands and thousands of people. But some of them are becoming disillusioned. And I think it's for two reasons. One is more minor, but it is there that, and again, I've been very critical of Render myself, but definitely the latest videos he's put out are, I think, forcing people to ask questions. Even if you don't like Render, I don't think there's any denying he's in a lot of pain and he's very sick. And it's just the way that Nora was both responding to him, but also just even the thumbnails and images were kind of demeaning. Now, today, Nora pretends that Render is the worst devil in the universe, but that's not the real story. But I'm not even going to expose that. It just feels like exploiting an old man dying is a little problematic. And I'm guessing even her hardcore people are like, yeah, this is a little too much, so I'm just going to leave. And I will give her points during this one massive sprawl. I was in there, by the way. I was in the chat. And she tolerated me. But listen, I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. I don't think she's tolerating anything. She knows that because people like me and other people are in the chat, that's going to drive up the engagement. Because like, oh my, there's a big brouhaha. Let's not play that game that I'm more open to dissent. Guys, you can disagree. No, you can't. No, you can't. She's just using me and others as like a pony show, which is fine. Listen, I know what's going on. I'm just there to be truthful and to be honest, which, again, in this community is not appreciated, which is fine, right? I'm not asking for a Nobel Prize here. And that gets us to the second reason that I think the channel keeps struggling is the inconsistency, because she keeps saying that she's there to educate. But really, again, look at her biggest videos and the ones that do make money and get engagement and so on and so forth. The things that work for her are the hate videos. It's when she really personalizes her hatred, whether with hating Aaron, hating Render, hating Chris Shelton. You go through the list, like, what is the thing driving the channel? It is just this personal hatred. And that's what a lot of her fans want, right? So there's just a lot of dishonesty that it's pretending to do anti-Scientology, but really it's pro-Noraology. That's really all you're going to get is Noratology. That is what the channel really is. And just like Scientology, it's a binary. If you're not with me, you're against me. It's very friend versus enemy binary logic, and that's all there is. And if you want that, you're going to get it. But if after a while it gets a little tiresome, then it's not the channel for you. And I will say the Chris Shelton episodes really exposed just how vile and empty this is. Listen, there is a lot to be critical about Chris Shelton. No doubt about that. But just think it through for 3 seconds and you'll see the thing just collapses on its face as to what Nora's up to. So Nora pretends like, I hate Render, oh, the OSA, all the crimes, all the children's, Render, tell the truth. Yeah, well, Shelton is not that. No one is saying he was the head of OSA, he was controlling OSA spies, or even that he was involved with whatever David Miscavige RTC stuff. He was an executive, right? So if you want to be very critical of his role in the Scientology, that is totally legit. But again, Shelton is not big OSA man. So what is the hatred of Shelton over? Oh, he refused to shake Nora's hand. That's why she got angry that Shelton wasn't playing along with her propaganda. And she went bat crazy again. This is after, by the way, she insulted him over and over and over again. And she's like, "Here, I offer you my hand now, Shelton. Take it." And Shelton's like, "No, I'm not going to shake your hand. I'm not going to touch you. Bye. I'm out of here." Now, I have many issues with Chris Shelton, but I'm going to say it. You go, girl. Snap your fingers. Been around the world? You go, girl. And I don't mean Nora. So, again, this is what Nora doesn't recognize is problematic as Rinder is, as problematic as Shelton is, as problematic as Aaron is. She's not better. She's not an improvement. It's not like, oh, at least with Nora, we are finally getting. No. No, everything that they're guilty of, she's guilty of it too. That's what people find very annoying. Is like, I'm going to call it out, guys. This Shelton doesn't want to promote my propagandas. Okay. Why should he? Why should we? I don't know. And there you go. So the channel does have its bright points, no doubt about that. But really, like Nora just saying, "Oh, yeah, I lost a few people." No, you lost thousands of people. And as so far as we can see, she's not really gaining too many to make up for the losses. But hey, we'll wait and see. It's too early to pronounce the channel dead just with Marilyn. But I would have to give Marilyn this. At least with her, it is pure hatred. Right? Marilyn tries to dress it up as the Bibbles and I love my errands, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, it is pure hatred. And there it is. But Nora, nope. She always keeps saying, "I'm an educator. I educatify. I'm educating." No, you're just promoting yourself. You can call it education. But I think a more accurate label would be miseducation, if we're being honest.